shot time.
Oh boy!
Welcome back to Trick Shots Are a Load of Fun, or Learning Trick Shots Are a Load of Fun. Sorry, I'm having one of those days. Had some technical difficulties this morning, and I'm trying to work everything out before I did this video. But anyway, welcome back. We have a classic, a famous one that I'm sure you guys are going to be familiar with, the Hustler Masse shot. But before we get into that, if you guys are enjoying the content that I'm providing you guys, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. That's going to help the algorithm put this information and put these things out to more people. And I would really like to see the pool community grow, and I'd love to see these trick shots be commonplace again, instead of just a handful of people doing these. I did that one video on trick shots will help your game. I give you all the pros. I also give you all the cons. And there are a lot more pros than there are cons. So if you haven't seen that video, go back in the history of my channel there, and you'll see it. Be sure to watch it because there's some great information in there, as well as the actual techniques and the concepts and stuff behind an actual masse shot. I'm not going to go into those details today, but I will tell you exactly how this shot is pulled off. There are a couple different ways that you can actually do it, but I'm going to show you the way I found works on my tables with my equipment. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this thing. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. We're gonna pause this. Don't get ahead of ourselves here. All right. So the setup is pretty easy. As you can see, the cue ball and the one ball are frozen to each other on the short rail. As you can see from the diagram, the cue ball is roughly about 3/4 of a diamond to 1 diamond out. And the one ball is just frozen to it and frozen to the rail right next to it. All right. The 9-ball, the way it's actually done on a 9-foot table, 8-foot table, it actually goes in line with that first diamond on the long rail. But I found on my tables it tends to work better if I put it at about a half a diamond. So that's some modifications to this shot, depending on what size table you're playing on and the conditions of that table. So that's the setup. Let's go ahead and get this execution diagram up. Here we go. And this is what we're looking at. Essentially, the cue ball is going to come out and up table and then curve back around to grab the 9-ball. Meanwhile, the 1-ball goes straight to the corner pocket there. And that's pretty much what this shot's going to look like. And if you look at the execution diagram, you'll see that you're basically taking aim at the 3rd diamond down the long rail. As you can see by the red dot in the diagram, that's your aiming point. That's where you're going to be aiming. You're going to be putting about 6:30 to 7 o'clock English on the cue ball. Obviously with an elevated cue up to about 75 to 80 degrees in order to do a masse shot. And then you're basically going to want to use about a 2.5 to 3 rail type speed on this. It's something you're going to have to get used to the feel of, because doing that sort of thing and putting that kind of speed on a masse shot feels different and looks different than it does when you're doing just a regular shot. All right, so but that's roughly about what it is, about 2.5 to 3 rails worth of speed on the thing. And if you hit it correctly, then this is going to be the result of it. And there you have it, guys. That is the Masse shot, or the Hustler Masse shot. All right. So one more time, just so you can see it. And there we go. That's the trick shot for the week. I'm sure I made it sound pretty simple, and in theory, it actually is pretty simple. But you're going to have to get on the table, give it a try, work on it, find that magical little sweet spot where everything comes together. And when you do your best to remember what that felt like, because these masse shots, they're 100% feel. They're 100% feel. So you got to get used to them. That's why you got to practice them to get proficient at them. All right. Eric Yao didn't complete all 5 masse shots in competition just by hitting a shot every now and then. Eric Yao, he basically spent most of his time on the table doing masse shots. And some of the masse shots that man could pull off was amazing. In fact, Florian Kohler, Venom Trick Shots, learned some of the masse stuff that he knows from Eric Yao back in the day when Eric Yao had a forum up and he was competing in trick shot pool. Anyway, so that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will give it a try. And if you do give it a try, please leave a comment on there. Let me know how it went. Let me know if you need any help. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you guys have about it and try to help you work through it. All right, guys? So have a great week. We'll see you next week.